This may end up being a bit of a ramble, but I'll try and keep it short, so just bear with me. So I am a long-time Windows user, like most people. I've used Linux also for many years, and more recently also a Mac. The audience I'm thinking of for this discussion is a normal user, not a power user or developer, and someone who's probably using Windows already, who may game occasionally, and who is using either a laptop or a desktop computer. I want to compare Windows, Linux, and macOS for quote-unquote normal users. So Windows remains the most popular operating system globally. Most personal computers come pre-installed with Windows, which makes it the default choice for many users. Windows 11 is user-friendly, has frequent updates, and broad software support, especially for gaming, with features like DirectX and Game Mode. However, its dominance makes it a prime target for malware, requiring robust security measures that sometimes clash with usability. Microsoft has recently put in some pretty steep requirements to upgrade to Windows 11 if you already have Windows 10, which is going to be running out of official support in 2025. Windows updates can sometimes disrupt workflows due to unexpected reboots or compatibility issues. Now, to be fair, Microsoft provides Windows for a wide range of hardware. So it's not surprising, I suppose, that you run into incompatibility issues from time to time with drivers and so on, just because of the sheer scope of what they have to support. It's not like Apple, where they have a very cloistered ecosystem. For general users, Windows is very flexible, allows installation of a wide range of devices, and it supports almost every major application. It's ideal for gaming, as many AAA titles are Windows exclusive. However, privacy concerns, forced updates, and occasional system instability can be downsides. macOS. macOS is synonymous with, premium design and ease of use. It's tightly integrated with Apple's hardware, as I mentioned, ensuring stability and optimal performance most of the time. Its interface is designed for those who prioritize simplicity and aesthetics. The ecosystem integration with other Apple devices is very seamless, so iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, etc., enabling features like AirDrop and Universal Clipboard. macOS also excels in creative applications like photo and video editing, with tools like GarageBand and iMovie, things like that. However, macOS comes with significant limitations. It's exclusive to Apple's expensive hardware, and post-purchase upgrades are rare or impossible, or just expensive. Gamers might find it underwhelming due to limited game compatibility. That is improving somewhat, but it's still way behind Windows. Additionally, while it does offer robust security in general, it lacks the open customization options of Linux or even Windows to some degree. Speaking of Linux, Linux is an open source operating system, which I'm always yapping about. It offers really unmatched customization and a strong community-driven ecosystem. It's especially appealing to tech-savvy users willing to explore its distributions, such as Ubuntu or Linux Mint. Linux is also resource efficient, making it a great choice for older hardware. So, for example, people who are running Windows 10 now, who won't be supported next year, may think about migrating their hardware over to Linux. Its open source nature ensures high security and stability most of the time, with updates managed by the user rather than forced like on Windows. However, Linux's learning curves can be a bit steep for new users, similar to Mac, really. If you're used to Windows and you come over to Linux or Mac, it's different enough that it's going to take you at least a couple of days to get somewhat oriented, and probably a week or so to become more comfortable with the new operating system. Software compatibility for Windows programs is an issue, particularly for gaming and certain proprietary applications. If they're written for Linux, they'll run fine, but if you have to use something like Wine or Proton, it's a challenge. It's not ideal. Linux is ideal for those seeking control and willing to invest time in learning, but it might be daunting for someone who's seeking plug-and-play convenience, although, again, that is getting better. I compare a popular Linux distribution like Linux Mint maybe 5 or 6 years ago to today, and it's a lot better. It's a lot more Windows-like in that it sort of just works in most cases. So for normal users, unless you're using a bunch of extraneous hardware and exotic stuff, it works usually just fine. So for most normal users, Windows is the most practical choice. It's what most of us are familiar with, even me. It's versatile in as far as the amount of hardware and software you can use with it. While macOS might appeal to those who value design, integration, and a user-friendly experience, especially within the Apple ecosystem, Linux, while it's powerful and cost-effective, is probably better suited for users interested in customization or repurposing older hardware. So the nod goes to Windows, although with some of the stuff Microsoft's been doing recently with Windows 11, with recall and enforcing BitLocker and that kind of stuff, they seem to be almost trying to alienate their customers, but that's just my jaded opinion. All right, well, thanks for spending a little time with me. I hope that was somewhat interesting to someone, and I appreciate your time. Take care. Bye-bye.